So there are two things I look for now, Brad, when I buy t-shirts. One is that it's got to be funny, and two is that it's got to be just green enough where it might fuck up with the green screen. If anyone's ever watched an episode of The Simpsons and thought to themselves, why do all of these characters look like a child's drawing when they're almost out of crayons? The answer is that the original creator thought that that would be a great way to punch our eyeballs and make us take notice. So to explain, before The Simpsons became the biggest show on earth, creator Matt Groening was often asked by interviewers, why are your characters yellow? And he'd always respond with a stock excuse of it being used to catch the attention of channel surfers.
I am too smart. I am too smart. S-M-R-T. I mean S-M-A-R-T.
So according to Simpsons law, the person who first suggested to Matt Groening to make The Simpsons yellow was a colourist called this... I'm not going to try and pronounce that because that's going to be embarrassing for everybody.
Is that actually true?
We don't know. According to Matt Groening, it wasn't a colourist but an animator who made the suggestion of turning The Simpsons yellow, and according to him, basically, they sent back a sketch of Bart, Lisa, Homer, Marge, Maggie, just coloured yellow, and he looked at it and went, that just looks right. And you have to admit, Groening kind of had a point, because I can't now picture a single member of the cast of The Simpsons as being anything other than yellow. Except for maybe Smithers, but that's only because he was black in the first season. Black Smithers is best Smithers. I'm going to call it right now. Just one of those things where you watch early episodes of Simpsons, why is Smithers black? It's, oh yeah, because he wasn't established as a character yet.
Hey Simpson, Burns wants to talk to you privately.
Privately?
I like the theory that he was just replaced by like his twin brother, his albino twin brother. We don't know his story, do we?
Yeah.
People only know the thing about him being gay. Probably one of my favourite running jokes in The Simpsons. The fact that Smithers is super gay.
Happy birthday, Mr. Smithers.
And they even acknowledge it in, I think it's that episode Behind the Laughter, where Troy McClure is reading out letters from fans, and one of them is, what's the deal with Mr. Burns and Smithers? And it shows you like Mr. Smithers imagining Burns flying through his window. Or that screensaver he's got of Mr. Burns like, hello Smithers, you are quite good at turning me on.
You're quite good at turning me on.
You probably should ignore that.
And Troy McClure goes, well, to explain, Mr. Smithers is a guy who works for Mr. Burns.
He's in his early 40s, is unmarried, and currently resides in Springfield. Thanks for writing.
Doesn't he come out in one of the episodes?
He comes out as gay in one of the episodes, yeah. So does Selma. No, sorry, Patty. Yeah. And they do a joke to it in an early episode, I think it's like season 13, 14 maybe, where they have the gay pride parade, and it's like, oh, there's the Testaments people who are still in the closet, and you see Smithers and Patty's arm come out and hear their voices go, we're gay, we're glad, but don't tell mum and dad.
We're gay. We're glad.
But don't tell mom and dad. Wouldn't it be great if that man and woman got together?
And that's also one of my favourite lines of The Simpsons, where the gay people in the gay pride parade go, we're here, we're queer, get used to it. I think Lisa or Bart says, we are used to it, you do this every year. Just, oh, don't be a spoil sport.
You do this every year. We are used to it.
Spoil sport.
But I think we can both admit the best Simpsons episode to tackle that subject matter has got to be the one with John Waters.
Hi, I'm John. Can I help you with anything?
I think it's Homer's Phobia, it's called.
Listen carefully. John is a ho-mo
Right?
sexual.
The one way Homer thinks Bart's going to be gay.
Bart, where'd you get that shirt?
I don't know. Came out of the closet.
Huh.
And he takes him to the steel mill. That turned out to just be a gay steel mill.
I want all of you to say hello to the Simpsons.
And Bart's like, Dad, why did you take him to a gay steel mill? I was like, I don't know.
We work hard. We play hard.
So going back to the idea of The Simpsons being yellow to attract the attention of channel surfers, now that the show is one of the biggest and most recognisable on Earth, Groening's reason for having The Simpsons be yellow has actually changed somewhat.
So why did his reasons change?
Well, originally, before the show got to be the massive cultural phenomenon it is, his reasoning for The Simpsons being yellow was this will attract the attention of channel surfers. People who don't know what The Simpsons is will flick through their TV channels, they'll spot this weird looking thing that's deliberately designed to be bright and garish and out of place. They'll stop and go, wait, what's this? and then they'll watch it and perhaps maybe become a fan. His reasoning now is that The Simpsons is so popular and so iconic for its art style and the fact all the characters in it are yellow, that when people are flicking through TV to see what to watch, they'll spot The Simpsons and go, oh, The Simpsons is on, I'll watch this.
Gross! Yet strangely compelling.
Which I think is so awesome. Originally it was, people flick through and go, hey, what is this? Oh, I'll check this out, it looks interesting. And now it's, oh wow, The Simpsons is on, I don't need to keep flicking.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So anecdotally, this holds true for me, and I'm guessing, like me, as a kid, you watched The Simpsons on TV?
I did.
And I'm guessing you also remember what channel it was on and what time?
Exactly.
BBC 2 at 6 p.m. And as a kid, obviously, I watched that because it's a cartoon. Oh, this looks interesting, let's watch it. And obviously, The Simpsons was a great show. Like, kids could watch it, adults could watch it. And my parents loved it also. That became a thing which we watched. And that's how it attracted our attention initially. Oh, what's this? Oh, it's funny, it's great, it's good for the kids, good for the adults. Perfect. As an adult now, when I go home, because I don't have like proper TV anymore, because why the hell would I? And my mum does. And when I'm flicking through TV at home, like, what the fuck do I watch? What are all these reality shows? I don't want to watch Porn Stars for like the 13th time, or Storage Hunters. Oh, The Simpsons is on. Great, I know that's going to be good. It's like, The Simpsons is not as good as it used to be, but I think we can all admit even the worst episode of The Simpsons today is still miles better than half the shit that's on TV anyway.
Woohoo! USA! USA! USA!
Like, as an adult now, I can rewatch episodes I watched as a kid and found hilarious, and I can spot all the stuff that just flew over my head. Like all this, like the Mr. Smithers being gay stuff, that always just went straight over my head. But I remember my dad laughing like a jackass every time those, like, you know, the Mr. Burns one of like, you are very good at turning me on. I remember my dad laughing his ass off at that, because obviously he gets the joke and I didn't.
There's that bit where the firework comes into the wind and he goes, Smithers, I've got a rocket in my pocket. I know, sir.
You don't have to tell me.
Smithers, there's a rocket in my pocket.
You don't have to tell me, sir.
So thank you for watching the video. I invite you to talk about your favourite Simpsons quote, episode or character in the comments below, because that's what me and Brad are going to do. Right, Brad? Favourite Simpsons quote, character, episode?
My favourite episode, there's a reason for this as well.
Okay.
There's a musical episode where they get all the songs together in one.
The clip show with all the previous songs.
And the reason is because it was one of the only ones we had recorded on videotape. And we used to watch it on repeat.
For the kids watching home, videos what we had before DVDs. And DVDs for the even younger kids what we had before Blu-ray.
Because we had this and we played it non-stop, I know pretty much every line from every song in that entire
Did you realise
episode.
that I'm a massive fan of The Simpsons? I'm going to test you on this, right? Go on, what's your favourite song from that episode then?
I reckon, I think it's got to be the Mr. Burns one.
See My Vest.
See My Vest, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, please, won't you see my vest?
See My Vest, made from...
Real Gorilla's chest.
And then it's This Sweater.
There's no better than authentic Irish setter.
My Hats.
Was my cat.
My Evening Wear.
Vampire bats.
And then my slippers.
Are albino. These white slippers are albino, African, endangered rhino.
You know it, mate. You fucking know it. No lies here. No lies. I think my favourite song. I wasn't like really a big fan of the songs in it, but I was always a massive fan of the Paint My Wagon one.
Oh, I was going to bring that up. Me and my brother still sing this one all the time.
Gonna paint our wagon, gonna paint it good. We ain't bragging, we're gonna coat that wood.
Right, my contender for my favourite episode is the one where Homer looks after Mr. Burns' mansion.
Look at me, I'm a billionaire.
The one where he's looking after his mansion and they go on the party boat. It's one of the later episodes, and basically they're on the boat and it's the one they have the monkey knife fight.
They'll never know the simple joys of a monkey knife fight. Give it to him, boy! Give it to him!
And the thing that made me laugh the most is that one of the monkeys in the knife fight is called Furious George.
Oh, Furious George. What have they done to your beautiful face?
Just that pun work is so strong. You have to appreciate it. The way he says, like, oh, I'll throw a party. No parties. No shindigs, and he goes, no box socials.
No parties, no shindigs, no keggers, no hootenannies, no mixers, no raves, no box socials.
Which I think is the best word for a party. And he pulls out like the invites he's made. He goes, oh, I look so good on that bike. And it's him on a penny farthing with like a top hat on. And that's on the invite.
And I look so good on that bike. Yeah.
I think that's a strong episode. Also, obviously as well, anything to do with Lenny.
Attention, everybody. Work harder. Bye.
I think Lenny's one of my favourite characters in The Simpsons.
Why?
Just,
There's a lot of buzz around Lenny.
but he's got so many good quotes. Like the one where Lisa, when they're on strike for the dental plan, and Lisa plays like the song about why they're on. Like he's got the plan, but we have the power. And Lenny's like, oh, that's really good. But now play classical gas. And Lenny's just there like, yeah, that's right, just jamming along.
Now do classical gas.
Or where Marge becomes the realtor, and she knocks down the wall to his house. Please don't tell anyone how I live.
Please don't tell anyone how I live.
The show is just full of so many quotes for real life. Like, is there any that you use in your life? Any that you like quote a lot?
I've used the one at work where I've said that famous one from Homer where whenever you learn something new, some old falls out of your head.
That's a strong one. I like the one of you don't quit. You just go into your job and do it really half-assed all the time. That's the American way. I love that.
Which episode is that one from? Because I remember the clip of him gliding through the bush.
This one. Oh, it's the one where
It's something with Flanders.
he becomes
isn't it?
friends with Ned Flanders.
Yeah.
And immediately after this is the one where he emerges out of the fucking bush. So hey neighbour, do you want to do something today? Like, oh no thanks. Oh. And that's the one where he comes around and is like, hey, do you want to go play miniature golf? And he's got the two putters, because it's the rip-off of Terminator, or like the homage to Terminator 2. Yeah. He goes, quick, Daddy, he's gaining on it. He chases after him with the two putters and clings to the back of the car. So where's your opinion on when like the show died and stopped being
Everyone
as good?
seems to think season 8 is the point where the cut-off point.
I think it's a bit later because I was obviously a lot younger. I rewatched them as I got older, but I think it died the 300th episode. I remember that being, I think I was about 13 at the time. It's the one with Tony Hawk's in it. And I remember that as being the episode I watched it and just went, it's not as good. Because the Tony Hawk's voices Tony Hawk's. And that's the first episode where I realised it's just based on whoever the guest star is.
Hey, are you skateboarding legend Tony Hawk?
That's what my business cards say.
And as I got older, I realised, like, earlier episodes, like, they starred celebrities, but they voiced characters. Yeah. They weren't themselves. And I think that's the 300th episode in my head is, like, that's where it just started to go on the decline of, like, who can we get in it this week?
A lot of people have issues, like the Jump the Shark at the moment, everyone thinks is the Armin Tamzarian episode.
That's the one, yeah.
I have never been happier or prouder to be Seymour Skinner.
You're not Seymour Skinner. Skinner?
Well, I still think there's some really strong episodes after that. Principal and the Pauper is definitely one of the worst episodes ever made. And it's like such, I think Matt Groening later admitted, or one of the writers said, yeah, that's one of the worst mistakes we ever made. We can't believe we tried to do that so early.
I'm an imposter. That man is the real Seymour Skinner.
Although I will contend that episode has one of the best jokes Principal Skinner's ever done. Where he goes back to being a no-good street hoodlum and he gets on his motorbike and drives off, and as he goes away, up yours, children!
Principal Skinner?
Up yours, children.
That is probably the start of the decline, but I still think there were good episodes up until around, for me anyway, the 300th episode. That's where I think it died.